wedding favours your guests actually want.
Hi, welcome back to Bride Society. I'm Rebecca and this is Laura. And as Laura said, today we are talking about wedding favours your guests actually want. We've all been to weddings where, sadly, at the end of the night, you can still see there's quite a lot of favours left on the tables, which is a shame because it's a waste of money and time and effort and resources. So we're thinking, what is it your guests actually want to take home to help you out?
First thing we want to say though, are wedding favours are not something you have to do. If you don't have the budget or if you just simply don't really want to do them, don't have wedding favours. That's fine.
Yeah. But if you want to do something, but you want to make it a safe bet, essentially, you could make a donation on behalf of your guests to a charity of importance to you, or if you want to get really specific, if you know a charities are important to some guests, you can maybe pick a few and kind of then put the sort of donation card specific to those people. Obviously, it's not really necessarily a favour your guests actually want, as the title of the video suggests, but it's just, if your key goal here is basically just to not have things left behind at the end of the night and things go to good use and your money be spent well, donation.
Or, again, not necessarily something the guests might use or it is a physical thing, but a scratch card or a lottery ticket. If you want to give them something, and then obviously there's opportunity, maybe a few winners on the night, a bit of cash for your guests. So that is just kind of another option, which I wouldn't really put it in the stuff category.
Yeah. But as a general rule for things that your guests actually want, if you think about if they can eat it, use it, or enjoy it, they're pretty safe rules to follow to come out with something good.
So edible favours. And I think if you watched our channel before, we've mentioned this quite a lot, that we are big fans of edible favours. They're something that the vast majority of your guests, I think, will eat, either at the wedding or after the wedding, little midnight snack after all the dancing. Mm-hmm. One caveat, and apologies if you're a traditionalist, would advise against sugared almonds. I don't think it's something that people really want anymore.
No.
So steer away from that. Everything else, probably okay.
Yeah. I feel like you were even sooner better just not giving favours. They kind of just, for me, feel like they're just there because you felt like you ought to do something. I'd just save the money at that point.
Yeah. But other treats, thumbs up.
Yeah.
And again, we're big fans on this channel of having things that are multi-purpose. So a lot of edible favours, like if you're going for biscuits or something, they could have your guest names on. Also a place setting. So lots of ways to do it as well. Or you could just have the edible thing themselves. So you could have mini desserts, cookies, biscuits, donuts, things like that, little cakes.
Yeah. Or it's maybe that you've got a dessert table with all those kind of things on that you're kind of doing as your favours, in which case on your place setting maybe include a takeaway box that has your guest name on it or something like that they can go up and clean up on the dessert table with, so they know it's intended to be the favour, if you see what I mean. And things like maybe even tea, coffee, fancy little sachets of those kind of consumables, hot chocolate, that kind of thing too.
Yeah, I don't think you can go wrong with pretty much any of these, because even if that specific person doesn't eat it themselves, a friend or a family member of them will certainly help them polish it off.
Yeah, or it's even the sort of thing where you think, when a guest comes round, it'll be good to have that in as an option. I don't drink coffee, but I would still take it in case someone came round. It'll still work.
All good. And again, along a similar lines of kind of maybe if you're having a dessert table, you could also have, or instead of, like a pick and mix bar. So again, you could create little bags, and we've got a tutorial on our channel about, I think, is it Love is Sweet?
Yes,
Something like that. Some little paper bags that you can give to your guest, again, to take, so they can help themselves to the pick and mix and then take it home with them at the end of the night, and that's their favour. And they're choosing the specific things that they actually like, so they're not taking, like,
stuck with stuff they don't like so much. Yeah, it's not. That's favour is not just for kids.
Oh
just to be clear,
definitely not.
And then, so yes, usable items. So whether that even start with the wedding, so things they could even start using right away, or obviously thereafter. So that might be things like hand sanitizer. Maybe that era's gone, but I would still be happy with a hand sanitizer. Matches are always useful. Like, what was the catchy phrase?
Yeah, you can add little fun things on that. So it'd be like a perfect match with the edible ones. If you're having mints, it's like mint to be.
Yeah.
Put a pun on there, and you set up.
Yeah. There's like candles. You could even pair that with matches if you were giving those out. But also, if you have a little bit more of a budget, even things like mugs, reusable like tumblers, drink holders, like drink charms, like with a person's name on it, so they can use that at the wedding itself, but great afterwards. Personalising the champagne flutes. And again, I know I said if you've got a bit more of a budget for it, but again, if those are personalised with the guests' names on it, it falls into that multi-purpose function of the place setting and things like that as well. So you might be saving budget elsewhere, if you see what I mean, if you want to kind of shift budget items around a little bit. So, yeah.
And you can always adapt these like useful items to the like theme of your wedding. So if you're big travellers, or if you're having like a destination wedding abroad, you could give your guests some travel tags so they can use them on their luggage. So little things like that which are useful but also are personal to the wedding.
Yes. Yeah. That extra touch.
Yeah.
Yes. Personalise. So it's quite common, obviously, at weddings to see things with, like, obviously your wedding information on, like your name's and the wedding date, which is great, and we like that, but it's maybe not overdoing it so much on the favour, depending. So if you're giving, like, a tote bag, for example, having your wedding information on it, in terms of usability afterwards, for that person, it's not necessarily going to be that useful. So, but still a great idea, and put their name on it, kind of thing. So making it personal in that way. But yeah, we just think personalising gifts is great because, well, at the end of the night, if it's left behind, you know who left it behind, so maybe they'll take it just because of that. But also on a very practical level, I don't know about you, but I've been to a number of weddings where, between the reception, like the wedding breakfast and the evening do, staff come in and move tables and chairs and probably like clear things off the table. So things like favours get kind of like moved around, or you don't actually know where your table, as was for the food part, now is. And you're like, oh, which was my favour? I don't want to just steal somebody else's. But obviously, if your name's on it, that really solves that problem. So that kind of politeness and then just leaving it by default kind of goes away.
So we still suggest that if you are going down a personalised route, that you probably still want to make things that your guests will actually use, or something that maybe falls into the enjoy category is something we saw. They're popping up quite a lot more now, I think, like artists who will actually come to your wedding and maybe do like live like drawings, like sketches, little caricatures of your guests that they can take away with them at the end of the night. Or if you are an artist yourself, enjoy that, you could do that before the wedding and have that on everybody's seat. It's something that, although it's not useful, it's something that people won't have very often. Like I don't know how many drawings I've had done of me that they can put up in their house afterwards, and it's a reminder of your wedding, but it's also of them and something just a bit different.
Yeah. Like I feel like I'm much more likely to take something away that's been made personal to me, that has my name on it for whatever reason. And in terms of being personal to you as well, like, this probably lends itself more so if you've got a smaller wedding, but maybe not. Is the idea, like, you could actually pick the item based on your guest, like your individual guests. So you don't have to give the same thing to everybody. Right? It's obviously easier, and usually if you're bulk buying, that's perhaps more cost effective. But say if you obviously know your guests, so you could go as far as kind of thinking about their hobbies, what they would enjoy, you know, or even if you're going down like the tea, coffee, hot chocolate route, you might know if they're a coffee drinker over a tea drinker or whatever, and select accordingly, kind of thing. So people appreciate a bit of thought. Yeah.
So we hope we've given you some good ideas of things your guests will want to take with them, so you're not left with lots of random things at the end of your wedding night that you've got to clear away and take with you. Let us know what you're thinking about for your wedding favours, if we've given you some inspiration there. Check out the Pinterest board that we've also created alongside this video. That will be linked in the description box below. Give this video a like, and don't forget to subscribe.